The mood of the new year was summarized perfectly by a depressing video message of the Bidens wishing everyone a happy new year. The problem? The Bidens failed to pop a confetti popper. Who does that?
Happy New Year.
Keep the faith.
Get it. Pop it.
Yeah.
Here it comes. They never work right. Here's to better luck in the new year.
Oh, well.
Thanks, guys.
Now that's what my high school English teacher would call symbolism. Meanwhile, the Chinese were celebrating wildly, even in Wuhan, the center of the coronavirus outbreak. What do the Chinese know that we don't know? Maybe someone should check Hunter Biden's laptop for the 1.5 billion reasons. Most Americans know exactly what that popper feels like since they're still on lockdown. The virus, the lockdowns, the job losses, all of these things have contributed to the dire post-election mood of the country. But wait, there's more. It seems that our country's institutions are also collapsing before our eyes. The Supreme Court declined to hear the Texas case on voter fraud, even though it was staffed by three new Trump-appointed judges. Why did that happen? The GOP held control of state legislatures in all the key battleground states, and yet the GOP failed to make sure that the integrity of the election was beyond dispute. How did that happen? Last week, the GOP Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell publicly broke with the president. Meanwhile, most Republican senators have remained silent during the last 2 months, except for when they override his veto, like they did today on the National Defense Authorization Act.
2/3 of the senators voting, a quorum being present, having voted in the affirmative, the bill on reconsideration is passed. The objections of the President of the United States to the contrary notwithstanding.
It's a serious responsibility, but it's also a tremendous opportunity to direct our national security priorities to reflect the resolve of the American people and the evolving threats to their safety at home and abroad.
A party that no longer follows its president, leaders who don't lead, judges who don't judge, and writers who don't get arrested. What we're witnessing now is a level of public discontent that this nation has not seen since the 1960s, particularly among the 80 million people who voted for Donald Trump. The cumulative effect of the last 2 months of election news among Republican voters is extraordinary. The GOP, with its blunders and its cowardice, has managed to call into question the very legitimacy of the entire political system. Just yesterday, at a Georgia State Senate Judiciary meeting, a witness hacked one of the state's voting machines through the internet during his testimony, right there. President Trump has decided that if Congress won't listen to any of the evidence of election fraud, then he'll just bring the evidence to Congress on January 6th, where it can't be ignored. Our ruling class is now preparing to receive a flood of angry Trump voters who will once again come to the Capitol on January 6th to protest at the Stop the Steal rally, which has been scheduled. There's even rumors that the president himself will speak at it. This time, Republican voters, they're just not interested in eating up what the GOP is serving. But this goes beyond the president. There's a cultural civil war looming in America today that will not be stopped, regardless of who sits in the White House. The individual rights and liberties that average Americans enjoy now seem to be stripped from them without recourse. We now have 2 tiers of justice and punishment in America, one for Republicans and one for Democrats. If you don't believe that, just ask Roger Stone. Has this ever happened before? Did our founding fathers predict any of this? Does our Constitution help us survive any of this? Tonight, we're going to discuss those questions.